Indeed. And greetings unto you, beloved and holy friend. Thank you for joining me again. Day 778, in fact. We're going to talk about how we use our tools. How we use our tools. I feel like we are at a stage of humanity where our tools are more powerful than they've ever been before. And they're also more dualistic than they've ever been before as well, right? Like the tool that is a gun has like only that many applications. I can shoot things with it. I can intimidate. I can threaten you to shoot shooty, right? You're like, what are you getting at, Mel? The new tools, the new guns we have are these cell phones, right? And by extension, the internet. And for the longest time, our tools were weapons or means to cut things, means to make things, if you will. And for the longest time, that means was exploited for power, I guess I could say in so many words. And technically, we can do the exact same thing with our cell phones. But I feel for the first time, there is the whole of infinity, of potentiality, right in front of us when it comes to these devices. Right? You can 100% use your cell phone to ruin your own life. You can do that. We have a kitty joining us. All right, just think about that. You can use this device you have to ruin your own life. All right, you can be like hateful at people you love, and then suddenly they don't like you anymore. You can be mean to people, whole groups of people, collectively with a single hit of a button. Or, or, there we go, live again. I really like technology. As I'm talking about how much I like technology, it stops working for a moment. I really, like again, I really like technology because all of it has enabled me to do things as a human being that I've never been able to do before. Right? I've let's Pippi, Pippi, please. We've gone through multiple different iterations of this human lifetime, right? And even though it might be a little bit out there to think of your previous lives, right? Let's just assume that human life, the life you're living right now, right? This human life has been lived multiple different ways. And now, like all of the previous types of being that I've been, have never been as equipped with tools of creation in the way that this version of me is. Right? Being able to talk to people on the other side of the world like we are right now, being able to make the art I make, being able to have a journal that is infinite, right? I'm trying to think 2,000 years ago. Paper was basically just discovered, right? We just discovered paper. Now I'm like freaking sweating, absolute clutching, making myself papyrus papers so that I can scribble down a little bit. Takes me days to make a few sheets of paper. And then I scribble those sheets of paper full in like 20 minutes or whatever. And now we just have infinite, infinite in every single direction, infinite creation, infinite information. There is closer and closer to infinite abundance. It's quite an experience. And I'm happy to be experiencing it with you, friends. Thank you again for joining me. Let me say hi. I see Duck Dad is here. Joy V, love you. Our beloved brother Ryan is here too. Duck Dad, I said hi. Lolo, love you. Heather is here too. Love you, Heather. Thank you for joining us. Awesome, believe, believe, yeah. Do you know the Could video? Do you know the Could video? Awesome, believe. Like just reading that awesome, believe. Maybe you were just mocking me a little bit, but if you know Cood's Andacht, that video is like some mild brain damage, but very nicely so. I love that particular flavor of brain damage. It's nice having all of you here. Sam is here too. So much love to all of you. How are you doing? How are you using your tools? Right? I know this can sometimes be a little bit much when I like directly address you and I'm like, how about that existentialisms? How about responsibilities? How about that? Are you responsibilities? You just have to take full responsibility, friend. The way you use your tools will be what you build, right? Think maybe that's a good way to kind of summarize this trip that I'm going through. The way you use your tools will indicate what you build, right? If you use these tools to destroy yourself or other people, then the thing you're building is destruction, right? Either for your own life or for the life of others. And it's the same way other way around. If you're using these tools to uplift one another, to build your own life, to save your thoughts, to set to-do lists, right? To remind yourself of time instead of it just passing by, then you're building towards something. Right? And discipline. Oh goodness. I'm watching how this version of me, the version of myself that I am right now, is changing. And it's uncomfortable. It's kind of uncomfortable because and we talked about this beautifully yesterday. It's like, or maybe the day before, yeah, day before, how even though the old versions of us might have been more comfortable just being, right? Like let me give it in a little bit more of a less vague way because I like speaking vaguely because that way it's almost like I'm speaking in the layer before the fractal layer, right? I'm like hitting the key buttons and then you get to have the symphony in your head, right? So now I'm just gonna sing you a little song. In my particular experience, for the longest time, I could, without any any forethought, any resistance to, any interruption, maybe that's the right word, just waste my time, right? And I specifically remember being a teenager, right? My 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21, 22, all of these years, I could just without any problem sit and watch something, right? For hours, for literally until 6 a.m. in the morning. I did that. I watched Death Note. When I first found Death Note, I watched it into desolation in 2 days, up until 6 a.m. in the morning. I remember we still had super slow Wi-Fi, so I was watching it in chunks where I had to pause the YouTube video. It was like YouTube ripped at that point as well, right? And I like thinking as this version of myself, I would be like, "Oh, bro, are you insane? What's wrong with you? Oh, why the hell would you watch something until 6 a.m. in the morning? Go to sleep, dude. You need to go and sleep." So it's the use of these tools, right? And in a weird way, the use of the tool that is technology, that is screens, that is our internet, allowed me to do that. And doing that allowed me to be who I am right now. And yet, I'm noticing how something is changing. And I'm thinking about it from this perspective of it's not like someone had to teach me. Nobody had to teach me how to be mindful of my technology use. And I don't know that there is a way to teach people in a way that they will learn, at least the fractal that I'm experiencing right now, right? Because it ebbs and flows. Sometimes I'm in a state where I need to relax and kind of turn my brain off for a little bit. And technology can help with that as well. The tool can give me a sense of calm when I need it. But it shouldn't be escapists, all right? I shouldn't be escaping my life because like I'm tripping out because today was one of those days. Yesterday I mentioned that I've been called to just like sit down and meditate and then annotate the things that I meditate on. And I basically did that today up until after 1. And I was like, huh. I wrote down in my journal, uh, what will I value by spending my time on it? And it's a lot. No, it's uncomfortable. Even thinking about these things, it's really uncomfortable. And we mentioned yesterday that it's about balance. It's not about bad. It's about balance. That our use of our tools shouldn't be seen in terms of good and bad, but those are extremes, and we're trying to find balance in between. And it is a process. I'm trying to think to myself, is there something I can teach, something I can sum up, summarize, and then give? Like you friends know, one of the things that we would like to do is actually go and help, high school students. I feel like, yes, my high school experience sucked so much ass. I really didn't have any hope for life. And I guess that comes with the biology and neuro, chemistry. But I would like to share with people, using these tools for your own betterment instead of your own destruction, like I at one point did. Let me get a little bit more present with you, friends. Yeah, the cows are really mooing. There's a bunch of them close by for some reason. I'm not mocking you. I learned it from you, Fred. I love you. So I wasn't more like mocking. I wasn't like actually thinking as mocking, but more like targ is the word we use in Afrikaans, and it is technically mocking, but it's more like playfully. I see Brother Merman is here too. Love you, dude. Love you so much. Just done using my tool. Sorry, I regretted that after typing it, lol. No, duck that. I'm happy you did because someone had to say it. Oh, a part of me was also thinking about it during my yoga. I'm like, this can definitely be misconstrued to be a little bit more lewd. Alright, thank you for taking the bullet. Don't forget your mental health tool. Yes, please, please take care of yourself, both physically and mentally. Alright? Impulse control thing in the morning. Don't have it all tucked up. I wonder if the cows are hot. They seem upset about something. It's not that hot today. It's not cold, but I don't know if they're really hot. They're just being cows. Yeah. I'm trying to love them just for being, but a part of me gains the ability to love them less when they make noise. Can't you shut the fuck up? How about you do that thing where you shut up about it? Stop. Stop doing that. No, don't. Don't move. Maybe if I could understand them, maybe that would like give me a sense of calm. Ah, this sucks. Ah, this sucks. Maybe I wouldn't like it. Upon hindsight. Again, our tools, right? Maybe within the future we're heading into, we'll have the tools to actually understand the animals around us as well. Where are you from? I'm from South Africa. Why part of me and not I? Part. So I say part of me. Let me see if I can show you my face, dude. I say part of me because I acknowledge that my ego is not me, right? For instance, I like to use the terminology part of me, especially when I'm saying or feeling something that I don't believe benefits the self, right? Like, for instance, a few days ago, we had this conversation about jewelry. And if a partner held on to jewelry given to them by an ex partner, how would I feel about that? And in that context as well, I chose to say part of me, right? The egoic part of me, the part of me that wants to be special, that wants to be isolated, that part of me will speak from this place. No. Right? But I know that's not me. That's not who I am. I don't care, actually. The part of me that's actually truly here always is here always, regardless of what I'm experiencing. Right? Right? You can put your own finger in your own eye and you'll still experience that, even though that wouldn't be a great experience to have. Very nice. I appreciate your insight. Thank you, Pata Beef. Pat beef. I mean, it's interesting your username is that, dude. We have some beef on legs walking around over there. They're like, Mel, don't call them beef on legs. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. They are. Okay, let me get back to it. Such a trip you're talking about. This Melty having a hard time with executive dysfunction lately. Hmm. Hey Google, what is executive dysfunction? Executive dysfunction is a behavioral system that disrupts a person's ability to manage their own thoughts, emotions, and actions. It's most common with certain mental health conditions, especially addictions, several behavior disorders, or brain development disorders and mood disorders. Behavioral executive dysfunction. So, a part of me would agree and believe that I'm also kind of struggling with that, right? Where I'm noticing that this tool that is my human body, has other goals than the tool that is my mind, right? Because I believe they are interdependent. The mind can be seen as the human, and the body can be seen as the monkey, right? I was listening to this podcast recently by this doctor dude who apparently helps people mindset coaching, and he basically summed it up as the chimp, the monkey, the body, and then the mind, the human. And he didn't say it in his understanding, but I would like to add to what I understand to this topic as the observer is the one that watches both mind and monkey. But the monkey has different goals, right? As a tool, for instance, the goal of the tool that is the gun is to shoot the bullet, right? Like it would be a little bit weird if your gun could be used to mix, pancake batter as well. I guess you could use a gun to mix pancake batter, but that's just not exactly what the tool is made for. The body as a tool is made to eat things, right? Is made to be comfortable, is made to experience, is made to have conversations, is made to be free, let's say it in the way, right? Free from constraint as well. But the mind has different goals. The mind as a tool can gather information and can understand how certain bits of information apply in different ways. And then applying this information in different ways is going to help us take care of the chimp. Hello! Right? Actually take care of the chimp. Because the chimp will literally eat itself into oblivion when it gets access to sugar, because that's what it's made to do. As a tool, if you are a being that needs to survive and you find an apple tree somewhere in the wild and you start consuming these apples, your brain is going to be like, you're going to eat as many of these apples as you can stuff in your face as fast as you can, because we might not get access to apples like this again, right? That's the monkey as a tool trying to ensure your survival. Losing weight is also something that goes against the monkey's, hopes and dreams of like being safe, having an extra little bit of a layer of fat to keep it, satiated, etc., etc. So realizing that this tool has goals as well, your tool that is your body has goals and it wants to stay alive. It really wants to stay alive. And then the mind is a tool that can be used to facilitate real change. Oh, Tani, can be used to facilitate, massive, massive projects, right? I'm trying to imagine, something like the pyramids. Just think about that. Human minds working together, and we can talk about whether or not the pyramids were built by humans or some other stream. I think that's a can of worms I'm not willing to open right now. But for example, right? Let's say in this example, humans did build the pyramids. Human minds had to facilitate, render that possibility for the experience to happen in the first place, right? Otherwise, it wouldn't have. And the monkey, the human body, won't facilitate pyramids being built just out of itself, right? There's no pyramids being built around here because I'm not doing that. My monkey is like, oh hell no, I ain't building no pyramids, but the mind can, right? At least conceptually. And then from that conceptual, using it as a tool, using it as an ability to render, like a computer, right? You can generate these ideas and then facilitate them in the real world. Like, we're powerful. You are powerful. I would say it's made to survive. Yes, exactly. Don't worry, I'm not a vegan. My boss is from South Africa. How about that? How about that, pet of beef? Yeah, it's interesting. Tools, dude. Tools. I really like the tools that I have access to as well. You know, and I feel the tools we have access to right now are like infantile in comparison to the tools that are coming in your future. AI is going to be a massive tool to us, right? The internet is going to continue to be a massive tool to us. The internet is a externalized fractal of you, and the way you use the internet is a tool as well, right? Like, you're almost facilitating, you are a tool to the internet in a weird way, right? To the singularity that is coming in our future as well, where oh goodness, we're building tools that have never existed before, and they're being built every day, right? Just think about that. By the end of today, there's going to be more tools than there was at the start of today, right? And then think back prehistoric people, chipping a piece of stone sharp, and then they're like, right? Takes them weeks to chip a piece of stone sharp. And finally, they have sharp stone, and they get like 10,000 dopamine in their brains, being like, yeah, good job. Now we're building so many tools that it's impossible for you to learn how to use all of them. So learn how to use some of them, right? It's okay for you to not know how all the tools work, but use the tools you have well. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna keep just diving deeper and deeper into this fractal. Let me see. I saw a few friends joining us as well. If you're here only for a moment, I love you, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Turns out I'm not a builder, I'm a fixer. Only thing on my toolkit is duct tape and a screwdriver. That's okay. Fix things. That's also a good way to use the tool that is you, right? Some tools fix things, some tools build things, right? You can't fix things with a 3D printer, but you can build things with a 3D printer. Technically, there is tools coming that will be both fixers and builders, and I really look forward to having access to tools like that. Oh goodness, I want to, seriously, and I aggressively think about this. I'm so sorry. I just, like, it bothers me that I don't have this ability just yet. I want to be able to build cities with my mind, right? I want to be able to harvest resources from under the ground and then have them reassemble themselves, materialize on the surface of the planet. That's insane, Mel. I know. And I want tools like that. I really do. I really like. Oh goodness. It almost, as I said, almost makes me angry that I don't have access to tools like this just yet. For instance, just like my technology that breaks sometimes, right? I wish I had. Ah! I'm sitting in thorns. Ah, more thorns. I wish I could just program my little nanobots to fix my electronics, right? Because that would be possible. How far away is the tools? I don't know. Hey, Chops! It's nice seeing you again, dude. Cheers to you. Oh, Beansy, what's happening? Let us know. Bean, story of my life. Share on, my friend. I would have no executive function at all if it wasn't for executive distinction. Hey, Google, what's executive distinction? Executive distinction. Okay, so this is attached to. It's just giving me more. No, it's doing executive dysfunction again. Hey, Google, what is executive distinction? There we go. It's giving me executive dysfunction information again. I wrote daily lists based on mind, body, spirit, daily priority, and instead of getting myself to obey and accomplish it, it freezes. I didn't know type blindness was part of executive dysfunction. Start my meetings. Hmm. Summoning Ninja Nanner, Jumpin' Jack, and Gabadi Wabadi. I'm feeling you. I'm really feeling what you're saying, Maxine. And I'm trying to. Part of me, the masculine part of me, wants to solve your problem, right? And the way that this version of me would like to solve your problem is just to remind you that it's a process, right? That it's okay to not always do the things that you set out to do, right? And this is not an encouragement to not do the things that you're supposed to do, but understanding that this obsession we have with perfection isn't helpful. And I am painfully aware of this in my own fractal, where I really like trying to be perfect, right? Perfect streaks, perfect flowers, perfect showing up, perfect diet, perfect manana manana manana. But then every single time I start trying to be perfect, it sets me up. I don't want to say it sets me up for failure, but it sets me up for disappointment, right? And it gives my ego a vector to be really hurtful. Where if I am not perfect, which is impossible, right? Like we live in an imperfect world by design, I believe. Like, and I had this conversation with my dad yesterday. He was asking me, why do I think this world, and I believe the word imperfect is also a misconstrued terminology, right? I believe the word we should use instead is fractaled. This reality is fractaled. And a fractal, in and of itself, is a self repeating set, right? Or a number that is continuous into infinity. It's not whole, it's not perfect, right? A perfect number can be seen as something as like 1. An imperfect number can be seen as something like pi, right? Where it just continues infinitely. And then if you plot those kind of numbers in some sort of visualization system, it just keeps going, opening up onto itself, right? And that is life. You are that. That thing that is imperfectly opening onto itself, expressing versions of itself, a tool for experience, right? And then sometimes a part of these experiences is not being ourselves, or at least not being the version of ourselves we would like to see ourselves to be. The version of ourselves that is disciplined, the version of ourselves that does all of the things that we wrote down that we want to be doing. And to remind yourself that it's okay, right? It's okay to fail. It's okay to not be perfect. It's okay. It's not okay to stop, though, right? Hey, Pepe. There's a beautiful line from this anime me and Christian watched, Black Clover, where it goes, "It is okay to be weak. It is not okay to stay weak," right? And weakness, for me at least, is mostly mental. Like I notice how the strength I gain, I have like plateaued, unfortunately, with my physical strength. Like I can do a certain amount of pull-ups, and I can do a certain amount of push-ups, and that amount of pull-ups and amount of push-ups hasn't really fluctuated that much over the last 4 years, right? It's basically the same. But my mental strength, my ability to be present, right? To notice old patterns and still react wisely, lovingly towards these things. I feel like that's where our true strength lies. And writing things down is I think the start of it. It's a good tool to gain that mental strength little by little, because you're visualizing these things that you believe should be the norm, should be you, right? These are the things that I want to be doing, right? And it helps, yes, and knowing yourself as well, right? Writing the things down that you feel you want to be doing in a day, and then having like a small little box where you, like for instance, work on my personal health, whatever that means to you, diet, fitness, and then a yes or no tick, right? And then if you keep coming back to that and you do that over and over again, eventually one or two things are gonna happen. Either you're gonna become so uncomfortable with watching this fractal open itself up again over and over again of you not doing the thing you want to be doing, and then you're gonna stop, or two, you're gonna get so uncomfortable that you're gonna stop not you're gonna stop being uncomfortable, right? You're gonna actually start doing the thing. And it is a process. It is a process where you're going to sometimes not do the thing you know you're supposed to be doing, and you can't get back to it, right? Just because you fail doesn't mean you're done. At least that's what I like to believe. Trust the process. Trust yourself. You are the process of this universe, after all. I got squatted. I've gotten so many mosquito bites today. I think something like 6. Yeah, I agree, Cliff Will. I want them all to die. Oh, but Mel, ecological damage. This part of me, this version of me, doesn't care anymore. This version of me is becoming maniacal, right? And I understand why we don't have superpowers when it gets like this. I'm like, I might be tyrannical if I had superpowers. Suddenly, all mosquitoes just cease to exist. We just rewrite the entire universe so that this version of our reality just does not have mosquitoes. That would be nice, right? Everything still functions. Nature still is as nature is, beautifully so, but there's just no mosquitoes. Is that too much to ask? Oh goodness. The fact that they sneak up on me and then they bite me in like behind my arms and stuff, that's just not cool, dude. Face me, you cowards. Let me fight you. We can have a boxing match, and if you win, you can drink all the blood you want, I promise. I didn't know blindness. I think that one. Super feeling all these hugs. Hugging you too. So much love. Can't remember the last time I saw Kari. It has been a while since we've seen Ninja Nanner. It's worrying about falling asleep while meditating, mainly for people who don't regularly meditate. Or have any of you done that? I fall asleep when I meditate kind of occasionally, especially if I meditate on my bed and I'm listening to like frequencies and stuff. I don't know if I call it falling asleep as just a shifting of brain frequency, right? But it's like, yeah, that's what sleep is, Mel. Give me more. I have one there, and I have one there, and I have one there, and then I have one there, and I have a new one there. I have a new one there, and there, and there, and one here, and one here, and there, and I just the more I look, I see. It makes me want to take my skin off just for a moment, hang it up, be without skin a little bit, and then put my skin back on later. This is when I'm ready to be itchy again. Oh, hey friends again, Steve. Mr. Merman, it's nice seeing you, dude. I fall asleep easily during meditation, but I try to do it nightly before I fall asleep, so I might be training my brain to that routine. I think it's okay, right? Taking a moment to just be mindful of yourself, even if you fall asleep, is fine. It's fine. Cows don't respond to intimidation like that, do they? Nah. Our cows are pretty chill, yo. Like they're skittish or uh, on guard with us, but they're not scared of us. They must be talking about something really moving. Cows be cowing. Which one, Sam? Sam, they are 2,000 chunks of solid meat. They do not intimidate. Oh yeah, cows have killed more people than sharks. All right, just think about that. Like see, I got another mosquito bite. Oh, nice. I got double musquatted. I think a mosquito just sneaked up to me and was like, "Oh yeah, I see you're scratching them." I'm sorry. I'm like actually like brain real estate is being taken up, trying to facilitate not one either not scratching myself, and then this brain facilitated being taken up by scratching myself as well. And then when I scratch myself, it generates this fractal of extreme outrage. Like, how dare fucking mosquitoes bite me? I'm sorry. I'm from Zen mode 5000 activated. Beef on legs. Please do show us the moo cows. I would like to see them. The biggest problem is this distance. Like, Joyviv, where the cows are, there is no Wi-Fi, right? So even if I wanted to show you, you won't be able to see anything because it's gonna be like me walking and then it's gonna cut out and then I'm gonna walk back into Wi-Fi range, and then you're gonna see me walking back to this space. So imagine what cows look like. Yeah, that's what they look like. Cows. They got some leggers, got them eyeballs, got them iricuses. Cows. maybe one day, maybe one day we'll have a cow on live stream. Share with them a conversation. Let's see. I don't know about cows, dog. I live with trees. There we go. Cows are usually sweeties. I know they have pet friends. It's true. Beautiful streamer though. Love you. Thank you, merman. Da-da. TBF. I've only heard it anecdotally from proponents of the dairy industry. Yeah, executive dysfunction is a big symptom of ADHD. We have a 3D printer. Sick. I fear tools that work that fast, like building cities you just described, would be used for bad and not for good. Well, it's how we use our tools, right, Heather? It's how we use our tools. I don't know if I'll ever be that equipped, right? I just want to be. I just want access to extreme tools like that. I mean, if I can literally, right? Because there is old, dead mini volcanoes on the farm, and most of that magma is like iron rock. I don't know how to say it other than that. Like, if you take a magnet to the rock that is generated on that little heap, right? That little uh, bubbling point of magma that came through the earth, it like literally sticks to the magnets. That's how much iron is in it. So my mind has this deep fractal of being able to utilize all of those iron molecules and then to build, housing, space, circular economies for society, for people, so that they can live, right? And then I imagine in this future, if we have technology like that, what is the expectation of humans other than love, right? That, oh yeah, you get to live here, and the only requirement we have of you is be loving, right? The only thing we ask of you is to ask yourself, is love true? I want to say something to this person. Is love true? I want to put something in my face. Is love true if I do this? I'm gonna go and build something. Is love true if I build this thing, right? And then I honestly believe if we can reach a point like that, maybe it's like some kind of Star Trek futurist, type of mentality, but this world is going to facilitate the use of tools for good, more and more so. I'm hearing mosquitoes. My mind. I'm sorry. I'm trying. I'm trying. Mm, we could make a tiny pyramid. That's true. That sounds like some horizon level tech. Yeah, that's a little bit much. I know, but I'm just uh, in the spirit of talking about tools. I would like to talk about those as well. Acoustic levitation. Yeah, probably. Right, Shan? Like the Egyptians knew stuff about symbols, about shapes, about sacred geometry, about sound that we cannot even fathom. I would obey the golden rule of Rule 34 if it exists. Someone is abusing it. These cows talking has me smiling. It's a beautiful episode of Star Trek TNG that displays why we as humans need an imperfect world. The one where the planet is populated by humans genetically made for each job on their planet, from civil engineers to artists, and trio falls for the diplomat. While I love up the long ladder, but that's not it. Not a clone, but genetically engineered. And then some people want to leave the planet at the end. It sounds about right. Sounds in part where we might be going. But I feel it's not going to be a tool we use as humanity to shape humanity. It's going to be a tool we use as individuals to shape ourselves, right? And in a weird way, I just said the exact same thing, but the implications thereof are different. Where if I use tools to better myself, like for instance, I'm kind of fitness oriented, right? My mind actively tells me, hey, dude, being fit is good for you. So I think about that a lot. So in my fractal, that is a relevant thing that my tool wants to do, right? The mind that is the tool is telling the body that is another extension of that tool that it wants that tool to stay fit and strong. So this version of me is probably more than likely going to get gene editing in the realm of something like myostatin knockout. Myostatin is a gene expression and then an associated molecule that is produced by our body that downregulates the amount of muscle you can build, right? So if you think of it from a survival perspective, if I was, as a monkey living in a tribe, giga jacked, right? And the more muscle mass you have, the more calories you have to consume. If I was giga jacked, right, 3 times as jacked as all of the other monkeys, I would have to eat 3 times as much resources just to stay alive, right? And as a means to survival, that's not wise, right? It's not smart for me as the monkey to be eating that much food. So the monkey evolved myostatin as a gene to downregulate the amount of muscle mass that gets put onto my frame so I don't have to use as much energy. But now, this version of me happens to live in a world and a society where food has become a little bit more abundant, and there are still people going hungry. I'm not denying that. I honestly believe, I would like to at least believe that by the time we have access to tools like these, world hunger should have been pretty much solved. So I would 100% edit that gene out of my body because I don't need it, right? So using a tool for my good, right? Maybe, you can argue that society could be in a state of detriment if we had a lot of significantly more jacketh individuals, right? To extend the fractal, if everybody decided to edit out their myostatin genes, now suddenly the whole human population needs to eat 2 times as much food. Do I want that? It creates another can of worms, right? And I'm more than willing to have that conversation. But I honestly believe that these tools are going to become available, one, and two, instead of being dystopian in our thinking about them, imagining how our collective society or our governments or big tech is going to try and manipulate the human race into being something we're not. I believe every single one of us knows what we want to be, right? How we want to use this tool, the tool that is your body, the tool that is your mind, and the tool that is your life for for positive change in this realm of existence is going to be different, right? The things that are important to me, the things that I want to see happen in my life, are going to be different to the things you want to see, the things you want to do. And depending on what you want to do, you need different skills. You're going to use different tools, right? And I don't think that's wrong. I think it is going to uh, cause some human divergence from the fundamental genome, right? Like, instead of, for instance, if we're gonna like do deep space travel or colonizing of other planets, we probably won't terraform planets. We'll probably gene mod humans to be able to live in different environments, right? And then again, tools. We're gonna use that as a tool. Tools. So many tools. Okay. Mm-hmm. While the Irish stereotyping was a bit overboard and downright insulting, it remains one of my favorites. The drinking thing, Sam? That's a type of mouth. It's not executive distinction. I just woke up. It's okay. Time blindness, not type blindness. Damn, I autocorrect to the fiery pits of hell. It's trying to help. It's just not doing the greatest job right now. I love the mini episodes with clones, and there's gonna be more. We're probably gonna have human, clones as well at some point. Might not be that far away. We've already cloned animals, and we can do that, and we know the tech works for humans as well. They might be already. Think about that. Right now, there might actually be human clones walking the earth right now. And again, Is their human experience, even if they're a clone of another person, any less valuable than mine? There's a show out. I think it got canceled on Netflix. That called Living with Yourself, where they offer this service where you go into this place, then you walk out a better version of yourself. That's basically how they advertise this service that they offer. But what they don't tell you is they clone you. They edit your genome, changing a bunch of things so that you have better, processing of food. You have better muscle growth. You have higher brain-derived neurotrophic factors, so you remember more information. You form more brain cells, etc., etc., etc. But then the old version of you still exists. And then they kill that version of you. And then you get to live as the version of you that got cloned. But it's indistinguishable. You don't know the difference. You don't know that you've been cloned. And then this dude's clone survives the getting killed process. And then he has to live with himself. This old version, old, less upgraded version of himself. And it's a real trip to look at. Uh, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. Okay. There we go. Yes, Melty. I want to be perfect every single day, accomplish everything, and more every day. And when I don't, I feel terrible. Yeah, me too, by the way. I also do that. I'm just encouraging you not to do that because it doesn't help. It just makes you feel terrible. You're talking about an army of Rikers would diminish me in ways I can't even imagine. I also don't know what that means. Melty be using the resting my eyes explanation. I think I'm gonna be re-upping our Paramount Plus subscription soon so I can watch Pickard. Clearly, it's time for a rewatch. Also, I haven't seen that one. It is joy. I'm learning how to navigate through my brain in order to get my body to obey. I'm taking small wins at this point, but it still feels like I'm not getting done with the priorities. Get done with one priority, right? And then see how your momentum treats you. And I feel like this is something that's important to share as well, and I have. Motivation follows discipline, right? Motivation can inspire discipline, but then motivation dies and discipline remains. And then when you, from a discipline perspective, show up, motivation will come again, right? So become disciplined with your priorities and it will help you with the motivation. Rely on discipline instead of motivation, and motivation will come with your discipline. I've said it a few times, but I'm trying to noodle into my own brain as well. What? Casually dropping that Melty has mini dead volcanoes on his land. How has this never been talked about? We have multiple times, multiple times. Like I wish I could just show you. I wish I could unearth them. I wish I could see the three-dimensional cross section of them. There's a little copy. The copy, I call it Magneta, right? For that reason, I call that copy Magneta because it has magnetic, iron rock. I'm crazy. Perhaps should worry more about getting things done. Little by little, get one thing done, and then you're like, oh, that was kind of nice. Maybe I'll get another thing done. And then before you know it, you've gotten three things done. And then you can chillax a little bit, knowing that you get things done. Nancy is here too, saying hello and goodbye to all with love. I hope it will be or has been a wonderful day. I'm going to watch a video on Saturn moving into Pisces next month. Love is true. Love you, Nancy. We'll see you again soon. Beans, are you identifying with small problems standing in the way of your priorities? Like maybe things you might have told yourself were stupid problems to have because I did that. Yes, I am gatekeeping the cows. And the volcano. Yeah, it's only for me, you know. Less. I have less if I give you all of these things. Maybe, and get this. Hey, Eloy. I think it's the first time I'm seeing your username, friend. Sending you love. Maybe if you come all the way over here where I am, you get to see these things with your own eyeballs. And I actually made a whole video um, as a project that Edmund recommended on Magneta, right? So you can go and see that as well on the YouTube channel. Can't remember what I called the video though. I made it with Kiki. It was me and Kiki that went to that little copy. It was kind of cute. Wait, I popped back in the room for a bit. About volcanoes on the land. Yeah, like little dead, like little bubbles almost. The way that I think about it, and like you have like one type of rock, or one type of soil, topsoil that is like kind of like red soil, kind of like iron-rich soil, and then from the bottom you see like these like literal. Actually, I can show you like a bit of this. Let me see. So they're of course scattered all over. I'll bring you with me. Fine. 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 Let's see how long it takes me to find a piece. So you'll see that there's like a sediment layer that is a little bit darker than the rest of it. And then there's these pieces of rock. And that is iron rock. Like if you bring a magnet up to this, it will stick to it. And like this is only like the shattery bits of the rest of it. Like where the little volcanoes erupted, there are massive, like car-sized boulders of these things. You can go and see it. Let me see if I can find the YouTube video. Tell you what the name of it is. I'm gonna be a little bit distracted though if I'm gonna do that. Open my own YouTube channel. Open my own videos. Whoa! Did we just cross a new boundary? A tribute to Kiki. Dude, I'm melting into this old version of myself. Oh goodness. Day 221 was the day we had the little schneck on stream. How far? Here it is. Bliss on Magneta, right? So if you want to see Magneta, this little volcano hill, Bliss on Magneta, Meltmore. You can find it. I did a whole video there. Okay. Winning your knees and goals. There's a Rick and Morty about this mouth. Which one? There's a lot of Rick and Mortys. I love pretty much all of them. We're gonna pretend like all of the controversy around Rick and Morty isn't happening. Man, it disappoints me. Weirdly enough, it does give me hope. Even though what's happening is atrocious, if it's true, it gives me hope that people like that are capable of making successes of their lives, because hopefully that means that good people can do even more of that. There's a lot of times it's tough not to feel like you're underperforming these days, especially with the amount of information our tools are giving us as metrics as to how we're performing or not performing, better or worse than anyone else, right? It's a little bit of a muchness. I'm getting sweated. Hey, off topic, but I finally built a database, data side of my website. I've never done anything like that, and I'm closer than ever to being done. I'm proud of you, Doug Dad. And I was like, I'm gonna commit just yet. I'm proud of you for committing, dude. What are you using? Are you using one of these no-code tools like Wix or Squarespace or something? Or are you doing it all yourself? I like that, Sam. The bar is on the ground. Yeah, exactly. Start from there. I'd clone my cats if I could, but it costs 25K. Can I dip into the cult community fund? Cloning Joy Vive's cats with the cult community fund. Like, I mean, if we clone your cats, it's gonna like postpone our Lamborghini, like by like a year or something. Fine, Joy Vive, clone your cats. Fine. Yeah, use the community fund. Oh goodness. Right, Heather, there's so much going on always. The world is faster and faster. Don't hold yourself to the standards of the perceivable world. Just do what you can, but you've got. Yes, use your tools, right? Just use your tools. It's okay. Use your tools the way you see fit. I think everyone's gonna feel different about it. I don't want to get out, gene out my bipolar. It's hard to essentially live in reality, but I don't know if I would give up the superpower creativity. I agree. I agree. And part of me would like to believe that these things would be at least ultimately reversible. But the other part of me, and this sounds a little bit harsh, but doesn't care, right? I'm okay with dying because I gene edited myself, right? I wouldn't be okay with dying instantaneously. I'd be like, that kind of fucking sucks, dude. Oh, man. I gene edited myself and then I died the next day. Fuck. But if I died, 10 years earlier because I cheated it myself, I don't know if I'd be that opposed to it. And the weird thing is, like, we'll probably be editing our genes simultaneously. The things that will potentially kill us faster will also edit things into our genes and will make us die slower. So I might be getting killed faster, but I'll die slower. So I'll still live, 200 years. My goal is to live 1,000 years. We're gonna do this for at least 1,000 years. At least 1,000 years. Come on, right? We were yesterday joking about at least getting to day 55,555. I'll be 170 or something, 177. But I want to at least do this for 1,000 years. Just, is that too much to ask? Whole world is like, yes, that's way too much. Oh, please, please. Yes. Wait a second. I think I missed a field already. I'm talking to myself through this too, of course. What about consciousness joy? Like in the movie Chappie, they could have robot bodies. It's true. Again, Loy, it's nice having you here, dude. Chat later. Bessie tonight, babysitting. Love you. Thank you for sharing some good vibes as well, Joy V. Yes, many life coaches say motivation is an illusion. Discipline is the foundation upon which a built routine for success. I have no idea why I wrote that like a passage from an ancient Egypt. It's perfect. Thank you. Thank you for echoing that as well, Heather. I've been trying to push myself to paint slash create for months. Me too. I have an empty canvas that has been staring me in the face for months. My mom bought it for me before I went to Christian's place, and I still haven't even touched it. Right? And I understand. I also struggle. Can't rush art. This is true. It's exactly why you can do it. Work on art adjacent things like improvements to your space and workflow so that when you do get back to it, because you can drive right in. Yes. Have you lost your muse, Beansy? How do you usually inspire yourself? Good question, actually. Enjoy these. Sam, when I can't get started, a good long clutter clean out where my mind can just go into auto helps a lot. Excellent advice. It's true, right? Maybe spend a day throwing things away. I know that's a hard one. Maybe not throw it away, maybe donate it or gift it to someone else who might need it. But take a moment to look at the things you have in your environment and ask yourself, does this thing add to my life, add to my happiness, add to my space in a way where I use it every day? And if the answer is no, consider getting rid of it. It's almost like we have more mental space available to us when we do that as well. I recall doing a video there once. You just said the word copy. Coffee? Not sure what you're saying. Bliss at Magneta? I'm also confused right now, Heather. Wash dishes, reorganize the cabinets, swap those dashboards, attend to the dust bunnies, drawing your attention away from what you do. Yes, your space contributes to your mentality. That sounds terrible, Sam. Just reading those comments makes me want to nap. I need a maid. You'll have one eventually. Joy beef. That's coming as well. Rick and Morty about cleansing their badness at the spa. Yes, and Morty gets all confident. Yeah, not exactly the same fractal, but very much the same. Like if we had the ability to remove all the parts of ourselves that we consider bad, we potentially wouldn't be ourselves anymore, right? Maybe that's okay, but probably not. Probably not. What I see, Tiger, is there are so many ways to paint. You can find something you like and paint it. You can express a true emotion visually, or you can create your own expressive language and color. I'm using Wix. There we go. Is that how your money and energy is being spent? Then do it. Get them made. Exactly. It's funny. Synchronistically melt. My license plate is Magneto. Yes, I'm an X-Men nerd. How about that? I also called it Magneta, thinking about Magneto as like a adjacent fractal. Trippy. Love the beans. Color of my truck matches Magneto. More. Seina's here too. Hey Seina. It's nice seeing you, friend. Send me an iron rock. I will. I will. Maybe I'll. So I was like hoping that I could give every single one of you like a little pendant made with these iron rocks. So when I come to America, that's part of the plan as well. We can just commit to doing this AD after death. We can just meet up in spirit form, second. Why? You can incarnate into the future, literally. You are. You have. This is the future, right? There has been versions of you who incarnated into a version of you that was a prehistoric human being living in caves. And yet, and it's existing right now, right? Time doesn't exist. It's happening right now. Yet this version of you has access to these tools. You can see a dude sitting in South Africa right now. Beansy, wouldn't it be neat if we could swap traits? Like I'd give you some of my chill, and I could take some of your drive to have a clean and tidy environment. Exactly. 444 showing. I've been seeing so many triple fours as of late. So many triple fours that I saw. Triple seven, double seven, 33, double eight, double nines. So many synchronicities. Thank you for sharing that triple four with me as well. I went to bed early, so I'm feeling pretty good this morning. How are you doing, Sena? I'm happy to hear that, actually. Joy Vive. I also went to bed earlier than I usually do. I like listen to some frequencies before I head to bed, and then like, I kind of fell asleep listening to frequencies, and then I heard my alarm going off, took my earphones out, and then I could just sink into the sleepy space. I adore that joy. I'd feel so much better if I could do 100% every day. You wouldn't. I don't want to tell you how things is. You know me, Maxine, but I honestly don't believe you'd feel so much better if you could do 100% every day. You would probably, from an egoic perspective, feel great. Oh yeah, I did 100% today. Yeah, but your body would probably not be too happy with you. It'd be like, bro, what the fuck? Can I rest? Nah, dude. We're doing 100% today. Every day, 100%. Is that rock soft enough to carve? Nah, I don't think so. I don't think so. I thought about carving, like I believe Isaac shared this way of like putting lines that like indicates names, and I was like thinking about doing that. It could be carved with like a Dremel bit or something like that, but not with something soft. Look, Beans, if everyone else can put their goalpost on wheels, so can you. Sam suddenly takes out the big guns. It's like, hey, oh, stop bullshitting yourself. Takes out the finger guns. I'm a little tired, Sena. Had a hard time sleeping last night. How are you, friend? I'm sorry to hear that, Shan. At least some of us slept well. We'll send you some of our excited energy. Let's pull a card, shall we? Let's see what sacred geometry has to say today. Let's see some. Gonna see some sacred geometry. Hey, Hajam. I think I've seen you before. I've seen Abby, definitely. It's nice having you too. I don't know if you're here anymore. Card time. It's all card time. This one? Wow. This is okay. Ooh, this is almost too much for me. Sometimes. So I finished, as you friends know, yesterday a manifestation journal. And then I decided I'm gonna start a new one today. But this one I was gonna do for myself, with myself, right? Instead of following someone else's manifestation, I was gonna do my own. And then, even though I just said I was gonna do my own, I did ask AI to help me. So I asked AI, can you give me like 21 nodes for meditation, right? And I want to like write in my journal and then go through this process. And then it gave me the first one, right? Day one, squadish, gratitude. Write down what you're grateful for in your life and why. And then goes affirmations, visualization, self love, mindset, clarity, and the card we pulled today, a badoosh, a gratitude. So I started, of course, right? Can you go back, please? There we go. Here is the newest journal entry. And as you can see, right smack dab, day one, a gratitude. Hey yo, skapow, gratitude. Man, thank you. Thank you, synchronicities. More synchronicities. More synchronicities. How trippy. I love stuff like this, Lolo. I love you. Thank you for joining me for this moment. Yeah, I know you've been here. I don't know if you've been skabop and then came back, went to sleep. The calm seems to have calmed down. They're not close anymore. Pink. I mean, technically purple, but I think pink is close enough to purple. How trippy. I said pink. Yeah, definitely a win. Definitely a win. I'm sorry to hear that, Shanna. When I drink tea, especially sleep tea, it helps me go to sleep faster. Yeah, maybe some chamomile could help potentially calm you down. Some stress away. I like how I'm like suggesting, medicine mother medicines to the medicine mother herself. Gratitude. Okay, and I pulled it right side up as well. This is one of my favorite cards. It's so beautiful. I don't know if you can like see all of the depth of it, but there's a lady holding a shell, right? And there's beautiful sea turtles, and she's wearing like a sea turtle dress as well. There's these flowers, and there's a spiral going over the ocean waves, flowers going all around, the sun peeking through the clouds. It's such a cool card. Okay. Whew. Appreciation, thankfulness, gratitude. Man, I'm so happy. I had resistance starting my new journal manifestation today. I was like, and then I did it, and now I get to have this moment. Okay. The golden spiral within a circle here symbolizes offering prayers of appreciation and gratitude for all of life's gifts. Spirals represent the purest form of moving energy. Therefore, they are a perfect means of expression for sending into consciousness your prayers of gratitude. I'm grateful for the ability to hear. I am grateful for silence. Spirals represent the purest form of moving energy. Therefore, they are a perfect means of expression for sending into consciousness your prayers of gratitude. The priestess figure sits at sunset, consciously acknowledging and giving thanks for the glorious beauty all around. Gratitude unlocks the fullness of life. Appreciation brings greater understanding and awareness of the miracles that occur all around us every day. Gratitude unlocks the fullness of life. Appreciation brings greater understanding and awareness of the miracles that occur around us every day. Birds in silence. Looking through grateful eyes increase our ability to see beyond ourselves and enjoy life more completely. Choosing this card brings a message of appreciation from the cosmos to your very own heart. Give thanks for your amazing heart, which moves energy through your body so that you may live in the physical world. Give thanks as you open your heart and develop the intelligence that resides there. Living with gratitude is a part of your sacred path. Appreciation of your own divine nature and that of everything around you will assist you to experience expanded awareness and appreciation for all that is. Gratitude is such a simple thing, and yet one of the most powerful energies we can engage. Start each day in gratitude and appreciation and see how your world expands. As you move through your day, take moments here and there to expand with your appreciation. Take moments here and there to connect with your appreciation for abundance and the love that fills your life. Notice how much more beautiful the world appears as you offer yourself the gift of gratitude. Whew. I am grateful for you, friend, in this moment. Christina, it's nice seeing you, friend, joining us just as we were reading our card. What? That's a terrible racket. What's being made? I think tiles are being cut. But yes, my mind is very much not okay with noises like that. But I am grateful for the ability to hear. Right? It is pretty sick, isn't it, Cuerful? I also queer. Mm. Just thinking a lot. I had to go people last night, so that kind of had me a little wired. People last night. I have more chamomile and lavender tea tonight. Please do that. If life, it is work. It moves forward. Yeah. Let's pretend I didn't type any of that gibberish. Yeah. Let's pretend. Good morning again, Christina. Hi all. Rose Joy Vlog. Hi all. Here, please. Hey you. Thank you for joining us, Rose. I don't think I've seen your username here before. It's nice seeing you now. My mom's maiden name is Rose. I don't know if that's a relevant fractal, but I thought I'd share it. And we have another friend here. It's called Joy as well. Sending you love. Sending all of you friends. Oh, this energy that we've cultivated in this moment. You are worthy. You are valuable. This human body is a tool that you can use to create or to destroy. This tool is something you can use to enjoy or hate. All right? Choose. Please choose. Choose wisely. Choose to use your tools wisely. And these tools, that is your technology, your cell phone, your car, right? All of it. Tools. Thank you, friends, for joining me too. Oh my goodness. Was that a burp talking to you? Yeah, me and that burp are in active conversation. Me and Quailful. I really like the Quailfuls. They're like wild parrots, basically. What frequencies were you listening to last night, Mel? I was listening to uh, I think it's a relaxation frequency. Like my app Atmosphere has like a catalog of different ones, and I chose the one that is relaxation. Like relaxation. I can't remember the exact frequency because I think they might be wrong. I think they give you like the offbeat, but they don't give you the main frequency. The entire class went silent. Melt is live around 9 a.m. 6 a.m. for you. Yeah. If you're in California, around 6 a.m., If you're wherever Heather is, probably center of America, 9 a.m. If you're close to New York, up to close to like 11 a.m., right? Every day, an hour, if you minus 1 hour of your time right now, I start being live. And I'll do it again. I'll fucking do it again. Watch me, I'll do it again, bro. Love you. Thank you for joining me, friends, for sharing this moment. And I'll see you tomorrow. I still gotta check out the app if it calls to you. It is an Android one, I think. Might be. It's just chill. New York, 9 a.m. Okay, I know. Love you. See you soon tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone.